If I could stand up. Whatever. All right. Playoff game number one. Clippers win in, I would say, somewhat dominating fashion. Well, actually, no, screw it. Dominating fashion. It did get a little bit dicey near the tail end of the game. Like really mid to late third quarter, and then some parts of it early in the fourth quarter, but the Clippers managed to close out the game. Albeit I didn't like the way they closed the game out, but whatever. When it comes to the playoffs, especially with the Clippers, you'll take any win you can get. And it doesn't have to be pretty. And really, in general, if it's a playoff game, I don't care if it's not pretty or not. You're going to take it. You're going to take a playoff. You're going to take a playoff win. But the Clippers got the W. They set the tone from the jump. And listen, that's all I can say. Going into this series, playing the Dallas Mavericks for a third straight year, or not a third straight year, a third time in the 2-1-3 era. Jeez Louise. Luckily today, I wasn't stressing my nerves out just watching this. And I thought today the Dallas Mavericks would just go ballistic and they just make every single shot they can make. And my God, just to see in that first half alone, for Dallas not to make these absurd amount of shots at this absurd amount of a clip, you know, it was absolutely befuddling to me. And the fact that it was actually the Clippers that was the team that was shooting at an absurd rate. Hopefully, and I mean hopefully, that doesn't tend to go down. Now, the only thing I'll say that is I would envision Jason Kidd is going to let these dudes or let the Mavericks understand we can't get bullied around. We got to be the aggressors, because you saw in that second half, in some cases, the defense by Dallas ended up frustrating the Clippers a bit. They still made shots and timely shots at best, but you could clearly see that, okay, Dallas's defense is starting to affect the Clippers a little bit. But regardless, I basically know of a good counteractive strategy to that, and I'll talk about that in a quick second. But I was just shocked that the Clippers were making all their shots. We were getting off to a start, and we got off to a big time lead, especially going into halftime. But then I was always afraid. I'm like, oh crap, we're up big. We're gonna freaking blow this game. But we didn't blow this game. There was times where we let Dallas Mavericks like trim the lead to at least like maybe I think the highest they got was like a 12-point lead or 12-point deficit. But after that, we just basically kept expanding the lead and did everything we did. So, I'll take it. I will take it. Outside of the third quarter, we outscored the Mavericks and all the no, I'll say the third and the fourth quarter. We outscored the Mavericks in that first half. We had 34 in the first quarter, 22 to Dallas's 8 points in the second quarter, but Dallas beat us by 3, and then Dallas beat us by 10 in the third and fourth quarter, respectively. But regardless, by then it was too little too late for Dallas to get back in the game. They tried to make it interesting, but that's the thing. Now, seemingly enough, I was happy with what the Clippers did in the first half. What they did in the first half was good enough. That was great. That was actually great. If they can keep that type of intensity, that type of hustle, that type of defensive intensity, and just making baskets, geez Louise, I'm not saying the series is going to be easy, but my goodness, it's just going to make life a lot easier. And plus, if you're having the Dallas Mavericks just keep bricking shots while you on the other end are getting up to big leads, it takes a whole lot of energy to exert on an opposing team if they're trying to come back on a big lead. Now, the only downside to it is you just hope the Clippers don't get lackadaisical and they just start giving up, baskets for free and they get up big. But that's the thing. I thought Ty Lue coached a pretty good game today, outside of the starting point of the fourth quarter with that bad lineup of I think it was Harden, Russell Westbrook, Norman Powell, Coffee, and Plumlee. I did not like that lineup, and that lineup ended up getting Dallas somewhat back into the game, or in a way for them to make the comeback, and eventually they didn't, thank goodness. But I'm an avid Ty Lue, I won't say hater, but I don't like Ty Lue's strategies, and I don't think he's a good coach, really. I think he just benefits off of freaking LeBron. But listen, all of Ty Lue's after timeout calls were surprisingly great. Surprisingly great. His rotations were great today, outside of that start of the fourth quarter. Um, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. The strategy he had today was great. What was the strategy? Beat the Mavericks up in the paint. And this wants to lead me to my main man, my MVP of the game, more than likely, Zubac. I could give it out to a bunch of players. I could give it out to James Harden, who had a pretty great game today. Terrence Mann, you could make the argument he could get MVP honors. He definitely showed up in that second half. But I'm gonna give it to Ivica Zubac. And I'm pretty hard on Zubac most of the time. Some Clipper fans on social media are hard on Zubac. Today was a perfect example of this is the type of Zubac we need to see going forward. And 100% this is the type of Ivica Zubac we need to see going forward for the rest of this series and shit. Hell, even going forward for the rest of the playoff run. Zubac from the jump was amazing today. He was amazing today. If I go to the box score, Zubac, 33 minutes, 10 of 17 from the field, 15 rebounds, and 20 points. He had a double-double today. The Dallas Mavericks could not stop Zubac today. They could not stop Zubac. Zubac was a man amongst boys. And the thing we've been seeing when it comes to Zubac in the last two matchups with the Dallas Mavericks, he'd be getting played off the court. Literally. And he'd be atrocious. He'd be barbecue chicken. But luckily, he wasn't barbecue chicken today. He was actually the person that was making Gafford, Kleba, Lively. He was making them the barbecue chicken tonight. This is the game plan, ladies and gentlemen. And it doesn't have to be Zubac. It can be anybody else. It can be Harden, Russ, PG, Kawhi when eventually he comes back, freaking Terrence, all of these guys. Beat these guys in the paint. These guys have they have some solid defenders or okay shaky defenders. But you get past these guys off one dribble. It should be straight to the rim. Boom. Layup. Just kill these guys in the paint. And Zubac, if he's punishing these guys in the paint because they're too small. You saw in the first quarter, when they were doing switching and everything, trust and believe. Zubac was getting the ball, just taking it into the paint, just punishing these boys in the paint. If Zubac can continue to play aggressive and hit these boys in the paint and the Clippers continue to feed this guy, and also Zubac continues to get 10-plus rebounds a game, I'm not saying this series is wrapping up fast, but dare I say, and with the way the Clippers played in that first half, they play like this going forward the rest of the series, even in Dallas, and Kawhi comes back, Clippers in 5. Clippers in 5. Clippers in 5. Only if they continue to play great basketball like they did today. Because the defensive intensity and just the attacking in the paint started it all. It opened up the three-point baskets because then eventually Dallas started to crash down, leave wide open threes. James Harden was amazing today. We need this James Harden on a nightly basis in these playoff games with Kawhi Leonard out. I don't need the James Harden in his previous playoff runs going like 6 of freaking 20 from the field. He needs to go what he had. He had 39 minutes, 8 of 17, hit 6 of his threes, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 28 points. I will take it. I will take it. Paul George, he didn't start clicking until the second half, but he was 8 of 20 from the field, hit 4 of his threes, had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 22 points. You'll take it. You will take it. Amir, I didn't think he was particularly good. He was all right, but he wasn't good. Terrence Mann, he really showed up in the back half, in the second half. There was times in that first half he was just passing up shots, wide open threes, and I'm like, oh brother, here we go again. This guy's passing up wide open shots again, wide open threes. And then in the second half, I don't know. Somebody talked to him. Maybe Ty Lue. I don't know. Maybe some other player. Guess what? He just started pulling them. Of course, he makes them. And the first one he made, he started shooting more. And I'm just like, Ninja, if they're gonna leave you wide open, shoot the damn three. And there would be these instances where he would have a wide open shot, and then he would hesitate to shoot it, and the defender is only like maybe a foot away from him, and I'm like, dude, just pull it. That's an in rhythm three. Who the hell cares? Terrence Mann played great defense. He played great defense on Luka Doncic. I don't give a shit that Luka Doncic dropped 33 points. Who the hell cares? This is my strategy to beat the Dallas Mavericks in this 4-game series. Let Luka and Kyrie cook. Let them cook. As long as the other dudes are not cooking, which we saw in this game. Look, I can read you out the stats. Gafford, 3 points. Derrick Jones Jr., 0. PJ Washington, 11. Kleba, 3. Prosper. No, that's a bench guy. Tim Hardaway Jr., 6. Powell didn't play anything. Derek Lively, 3. Green, 4. Exum, 3. And half the guys I just said played more than 10 minutes or higher. The rest of the guys didn't do much of anything. If that continues to stay, this will be a very easy series for the Clippers. As long as the other guys, the scrubs, don't do much of anything, the Clippers will be fine, even when Kawhi comes back. And like I said, freaking, you can live with Kyrie Irving and Doncic tonight. They combined for 64 points. 64 points. You'll live with that, even if one of them drops 40. That only gets them up to 70 points. That's half the Dallas Maverick points that they scored in a game. I ain't worried about no Kyrie and Luka. They'll tire themselves out. I was shocked that Luka Doncic was missing shots early on in the game. Even Kyrie was missing shots early on in the game. I was shocked that they were missing like these 3-point shots, these mid-range shots. They were even missing layups. I was shocked. I was like, my God, they can't hit nothing. And like I said earlier, you hope Dallas doesn't shoot at a high clip, especially going into game 2. You hope they don't shoot at a high clip where they're just ballistic. I hope that doesn't happen. You highly would think or highly don't believe that will happen. You think they'll get their moment where they'll just shoot crazy from the field, but I hope they don't. And that just leads into the defense. The defense clearly frustrated them. If the Clippers can play high-intensity defense from the jump and let it be known, and they're the aggressors, that's what's going to make them start missing shots. Like, they made the mention, even though I don't like listening to the broadcast. Excuse me, national broadcast like ESPN, because we were on ESPN. Bally Sports, for some reason, didn't have the game streaming today. They usually do the first round games. I don't know why. It wasn't even on Channel 5. But I guess, no. What is it? And they made a mention that, I think it was Richard Jefferson made a mention that the fact that Dallas just seems unsure if they want to shoot shots or whatever. If the Clippers can make the Dallas feel like that, that's a win in my book. That is a win in my book. You will take those W's. So, that's basically it. That is basically it. But listen, I'll take it. I will take the W. Clippers got to now I will say this. The Clippers got to close out the game, the fourth quarter better. I did not like the way they closed the fourth quarter out. I did not like that stupid technical foul and then that flagrant foul. I thought that was absolutely asinine. It's playoff basketball. One, they're ignoring the fact that PJ Washington literally threw James Harden to the fucking ground. But they want to be like, oh, Ivica Zubac elbowed Maxi Kleba in the back of the freaking head, which he barely grazed him, to be honest. And again, just like Luka Doncic, who was bitching in this game, what is it? Yeah, Maxi Kleba bitching in this game too. He's another one of them crybaby dudes. He's one of those guys that you think he's a tough dude, but he's not tough. Zubac should be destroying him, and he did destroy him today. But I did not like the way the Clippers closed the game out. They got away offensively. They went away from what was working. They just started chucking up shots, and of course they missed them. They hit some of them, Paul George were hitting some like tough shots, and I'm like, you're not gonna make those all the nights, but you'll take it, right? Um, but they went away from things. I thought ending off that game, they needed to get back into pushing the ball into the paint, forcing the ball to Zoo, just doing things that would help them close the game out. They weren't moving the ball. They were getting pretty ISO heavy, ball dominant, and it was eating up the shot clock. So, and if this game was any closer, who knows what happens? You know, who knows? I do think the Clippers in that second half fouled a little bit too much. It's made the clock stop a lot. They can't do it. So good game. You hope Kawhi plays in game 2, which I'll touch about a little bit in a second, actually. You hope Kawhi plays in game 2. If not, you hope he plays in game 3 going to Dallas, which means you hope if he doesn't play in game 2, you better damn well hope the Clippers win game 2. I think if Kawhi doesn't play, it's still a must-win game for the Clippers for game 2. If Kawhi does play, if you lose, it will suck, but okay, no harm, no foul. You got Kawhi going back to Dallas on a lot of days rest. Now, what I hope they don't do is they do rest Kawhi, and they're like, well, we can take a loss because we'll have like 3 days off before game 3. And then we'll probably play him in game 3. But whatever. Which leads me to the stupid crap that the Clippers continue to effing do when it comes to Kawhi Leonard. So earlier, like a few days ago, they made the mention like, oh, Kawhi's going to be listed as questionable and everything. Lawrence Frank had his press conference and everything and stupid. And basically he was implying like, okay, Kawhi ain't going to probably more than likely play, but we're going to list him as questionable. You know, you got to have some good gamemanship in this whole thing. And I'm just over here sitting here. I'm just like, these MFers are doing it again. And what I mean by the Clippers doing it again, it's straight up the point that they are lying to the fan base yet again when it comes to Kawhi Leonard's injuries. We know he's not playing, so why are we listing this man as questionable? Like as if in some hope he's going to play game 1. And of course, an hour and 30 minutes before tip-off, they confirm they list him out. Oh, who didn't see that coming? Shocker! Says no one but the Clipper organization. They've been doing this stupid strategy of not telling the truth or not announcing the injury details or just not declaring Kawhi Leonard or sometimes Paul George out straight up. They want to get your hopes up into thinking, oh, they could play, they can play, they could probably play. And then an hour or maybe 30 minutes before tip-off, oh yeah, they're not playing. Sorry, guys. They're out. Like, seriously, why are we listening to questionable? Like, Law Murray, one of the Clippers beat reporters, asked Jason Kidd a question before the game started. He's like, and Jason Kidd basically said, yeah, we prepped as if we knew Kawhi wasn't going to be available today. But you have the Clippers listing Kawhi as questionable to think they're trying to outfool anybody, trying to think that maybe the Mavericks will game plan for Kawhi. No, they didn't. The Dallas Mavericks are going to have strategies for when Kawhi's off the court and when he's on the court. They have a strategy for when he's off the court. What, do these people think Kawhi plays all the minutes in the game? Like, my goodness. The stupidity of the Clippers organization continues to pull strings with the fan base. It's absolutely sickening. Just go out there, announce he's not going to be playing game 1, and if he's not playing game 2, and the Clippers know he's not playing game 2, just come out there and announce it on Monday. Tomorrow. Just say tomorrow he won't be playing game 2. If you've done all the tests and everything, unless barring last second change, his knee is better. Then you say, okay, actually, he's active. But I know what they're going to do tomorrow. They're going to list him as questionable. He's probably going to be out. And it's going to be like Ninja. If he's going to be out, why just not say it? It's not like you can't go to the injury report and flip it and just say, all right, boom. The next thing you could potentially say is he's upgraded. Just declare him as out. And if anything changes, say he's been upgraded to questionable, which just only tells me, okay, he's more than likely playing. If he's being upgraded from out to Questionable. Stupidity. The Clippers do this crap, and they do this because of ticket sales. I'm just watching the game from my TV screen, but from the time they looked around, they scanned around the stadium at Crypto, that place looked packed. It looked sold out. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. The organization has fears as if fans are not going to show up to the game. And I'm just like, it's a playoff game. Fans are going to show up to a playoff game regardless. You can look at freaking opposing teams where they know they have no damn shot to get to the NBA Finals. They'll pack their house because it's a playoff game. You never know what happens in the playoffs. Just like today, people were picking Dallas to win this game. Lo and behold, the Clippers come out and they beat Dallas and they whipped their asses today. So the secrecy BS the Clippers continue to do with Kawhi Leonard's injuries and the fact they keep trying to hide it, like as if they're trying to get some sort of a weird advantage that, guess what? Nobody cares about. Their own damn players knew Kawhi wasn't going to be playing. Their own players knew. If the new own players knew, me as a fan, I'm going to know, okay, he's not playing. So why are we letting people get their hopes up for what? Bullshit? No. Stupidity. Just come out and say he's out. I thought I would be ranting about this topic a little bit more, but I had like a little mini rant. A little mini whatever. But it's so stupid the Clippers continue to do this crap. Just declare him out if he's not available. Do what the Milwaukee Bucks did. The Milwaukee Bucks knew Giannis had no shot at playing game one. What did they do? Days leading up before the game one, they just say he's out. They don't even mess with the Bucks fans and say, well, he might be questionable. He might play. No, they just declare him out. The same thing the Clippers should be doing. But they think they can get some sort of advantage because whatever, and then two, ticket sales. They want to increase ticket sales. I literally made a tweet saying, I legitimately made a tweet saying, what is it? Hold on, let me pull up this tweet. I literally said, medical staff, Kawhi won't be available to play for game one and potentially game two. Telling this to the organization. Organization, damn, we know fans mostly go to see him. List him as questionable. We need to increase the ticket sales. Medical staff. But it's the playoffs. Won't fans come regardless? Organization. Yeah, but the ticket sales, though. That's all they care about. They just care about the ticket sales. What also shows me this. The Clippers organization doesn't even have confidence in their own fans that they could show up to the building. And Richard Jefferson says the Clippers, the organization loves their fans. No, they don't. The only respect of love they've shown us is building us our own damn arena. So we don't have to be secluded to the demands of the LA Kings or the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to scheduling. Which I thought today the scheduling was stupid. We luckily showed up for a 12:30 p.m. game, shockingly. But it's so stupid. The Kings didn't have a playoff game later tonight. There's no Sparks games, and the Lakers are in Denver, right? Why do we have to get the 12:30 game? And you want to know who the primetime night game is? Pelicans versus OKC. Doesn't OKC play basically in the Midwest area? That's basically almost East Coast. By the time that game starts, it's probably damn near 8:30 at that time. Why are we giving a team out Midwest the late game, which only makes it worse for freaking Eastern Standard? Oh, wait, no, we got to have the Eastern Standard people make sure we see the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, and Kyrie play. Stupid. And don't give me that crap that, oh, well, the OKC are the first seed, so whatever. They could have got the afternoon game. And if it's some sort of weird way because the Pelicans just, it would be too quick of a turnaround for them. Bullshit. Please. Can miss me with that. Can miss me with that. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Clippers win game one. Hopefully they win game two. Hopefully Kawhi plays. I'll take it. W. James Harden was great. Zubac was amazing. Oh, no, another thing. I don't know what was up with Norman Powell today. Norman Powell's got to show up. Norman Powell has got to show up. He did not play good today. He needs to play. Like there was one part of the possession late in this game, he passed up a wide open three, and he got a shot clock violation for that. Norman Powell's got to play better. Plumlee, he can only be playing in doses. But I thought Plumlee was solid today too. He wasn't bad, Plumlee. You just hope if he gets minutes in game 2, he's not bad, Mason Plumlee. Shockingly enough. Also, too, the defensive strategy on Kyrie and Luke, I forgot to mention. It seems like what they're doing is they're semi-doubling him, and then when they somewhat trap him, they have one defender run back to his assigned man and then just go one-on-one. I like that strategy, actually. I like that strategy. You're not only daring the other Dallas Maverick players to shoot the ball, but you're getting the ball out of Kyrie and Luka's hands, which you want. I will live with that strategy. If that's the strategy going forward, they will do. Obviously, Dallas will make their adjustments, but regardless, you just hope the others don't hit shots at a high clip. Hopefully, they don't. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Catch you guys in the next video. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts. The Clippers W. I'll probably be back for game 2. Get my recap on that. And yeah, if not, then it'll be the day later or whatever. But yeah, look forward to things on the channel. NFL draft. We'll be doing a complete breakdown of round number 1. Obviously, I'll be talking about. I'll also have a video set aside for my Bears stuff. You want to get my Bears stuff, even if you are a Clipper fan, you want to get my insight as a Chicago Bears fan and things like that. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here. Catch you guys next video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great, wonderful afternoon. Clippers got the W. Be back Tuesday evening for Clippers versus Dallas Mavericks game recap for game number 2. Peace.